Hey, I'm Tesla. I'm a 25-year-old sharing her financial journey, and I'm going to reveal everything that makes up my net worth as of December 31st, 2022. If you want to know about my financial situation as a whole and the reflection on the past year, my 2022 goals review video is already up. I've been using Gen Z's finance net worth tracker this entire year, and it is great. It's probably one of my best buys of 2022. If you managed to find my small channel, you've probably seen hers, so I'm not going to go into it because she just did a video on her net worth. But today I am going to be showing you something different because I just bought a new net worth tracker. Not because there's anything wrong with the old one. I might still use the old one. I just kind of wanted to compare and for a couple months and see which one is best for me. I'll have both linked in the description. I've been eyeing this one on Etsy for about a month. I'll walk you through what the sheet comes with, but if you don't want to see that and you just want to see my numbers, you can skip around according to the timestamps in my description. This is the Fire and Net Worth dashboard from Gist Designs, and at discount, it was nearly $17. So after tax without a discount, that would probably be like $20, and that's a lot to spend on a spreadsheet, I think, and that's coming from someone who loves to buy and play around in different spreadsheets. But as you can see, it's kind of a beast. The first tab is where you set up your categories. There's a ton of space. I just have a lot hidden. There are main categories and then subcategories, and the only thing that I'm not a fan of is that you can't change the retirement category. This is because the sheet also has a fire calculator and it connects, so if you change it, something messes up in the formatting or formulas or something. And so you can't sort it by pre-tax investments versus after-tax investments. It's tricky because the Roth IRA is an after-tax investment, but it's also a retirement account. So it's which bucket should I put it under? Plus, I consider all my investments accounts to be contributing to my retirement goal, even if they are after tax. So it's kind of meh. Then there is a net worth goal tracker, and I have never set up net worth goals. The easiest way to continually increase your net worth is either through property or returns on your investments. I'm not a real estate mogul and I don't control the markets, but in order just to see the fire portion of this sheet, I set my starting year and then I put some mock fire goals. It seems like most people reach for $1 million, and I would like to be barista fire around when I turn 50, but these are not actual concrete numbers that I'm reaching for. For my net worth goal of 2023, I just added my current net worth plus $932 because according to my 2023 goals, that's how much I would hope to have in savings, best case scenario, after the year is done. And I'm not counting my investments because for all I know, the markets right now could just wipe that out. So I did that for a couple of years, and then this sheet also comes with a compound interest calculator. Every time I open this, the table is moved. I input how much I have invested right now, how much I would like to invest each year based off my 2023 goal, and then 25 years from now I will be 50, so that automatically calculated it at 2046, and I put a very modest interest rate or growth rate of 6% because I don't know how many bear markets I'll be facing in my lifetime. From the year 2026 and onward, I just put these estimations as my goals for the corresponding year. When I'm 50, it estimates that I'll have $931,000, so almost $1 million. And I put the last year as 2063 because that would be the age that's traditional for me to retire. And plus, if I don't have enough money to retire by then, you should just shoot me. Next is where most of the data will come from. It is the input tracker, and this one is definitely more cumbersome than the Gen Z finance one because I have to, every single month, make sure I have all my categories, all my subcategories listed out, and then I have to put in the date for each one. It's just copying and pasting, but it is a lot because I have several types of accounts that I reconcile. And then you have to write in the amount. So it's 3 data points for every single month for however many accounts you have. And one thing to note is that if you use this, even if something is a liability, you cannot put it as a negative number, leave it as a positive number so your net worth can be accurate. But starting at 2022, I did backtrack all the way to 2019, and then I copied the numbers I had in my other net worth sheet into here. And so everything is set up. I do prefer when dashboards fit perfectly on one page without having to scroll, but that's okay. You can filter everything by a specific year or a month and a year, but I'm going to keep it at 2022 as a whole for now. I get a summary of my assets, liabilities, and net worth, and then if you actually know what your specific net worth goal is, I just put the exact net worth that I ended on. So it says I'm 100% there by that point, and then it tells me how much comparatively it is from the previous year. So a 23% jump in 2022. So that's cool. These are net worth milestones. These come pre-filled, but you can change them. I never really thought of myself as being 45% of the way to $250,000, but it would be nice to reach all of these numbers one day. Apparently, I am only 2% towards having $5 million, which is an amount of money that I cannot even conceptualize, and I may change these numbers. There is a retirement summary as well, but I am not a huge fan of it because, like I said, it doesn't include all of my investments, so it doesn't feel like the total progress. And I could change up the categories so that way they all fall under retirement and they all count. But I'm just not sure what I want to do with that yet. There are also retirement milestones. I'm not sure why there's a difference between like retirement and net worth milestones, but according to the projections, it went up to 3 million by the time I'm like super old. So I edited these numbers to just go up to 3 million. There is a net worth progress chart if you are seriously tracking it. I'm going to remove the year 2022 to get all of the years. And when I do that, I get a multi-year trend. Underneath the multi-year line is where it shows me all of the months of all of the data I've put in. There are some fire trend charts, but I am so far away it basically looks like nothing. I can see my assets broken down by main category. As you can see, my net worth is basically all wrapped up in my house. If I wanted to just check out what I put under retirement, it will update that for me. And then if I wanted to see, for example, what is just in my Roth IRA, it can filter it down for me too. There's a chart just like this for liabilities as well. Putting the 2022 filter back on, we can also look at assets by main category and assets by subcategory. So my property is 60% of my net worth. My cash is almost 22% of my net worth, and that is still more than my investments combined. So I can't wait for the day when my investments outweigh my cash. And then you can see my liabilities is my credit card and then basically my entire mortgage. Which is almost $81,000 right now. Last, on the very end of the page, is the net worth summary that lists it all out for you. There is also an annual net worth report that will take every account and break it down for you by month. And then there's one that will just show it to you by main categories. The easiest thing to look at, though, will be something called the comparison sheet. So this lets you compare any month and year to any other month and year. I didn't start sharing on YouTube until 2022, so I'm not going to do any comparing to 2021. This is just the rounded numbers, the meat of this video. In my Roth IRA, I have $13,480, and that is all basically TRRMX. It is a managed fund, and I wanted to change it all year, and then I never did, so maybe this is the year. I just started my HSA in December of 2022, and I have $477. It's a mix of aggressive funds that I didn't choose because it's managed by the investment platform. In my 401k, I have $5,675, and it's also a mix of aggressive index funds that my company has picked out. And then my 403b is from an older job, and I meant to consolidate this with my 401k all year, and then I didn't finish the process. It is all TVIIX, and that is a 2060 lifestyle index fund, which again, I didn't pick, and it probably would not be aggressive enough for me anyway. Since I don't contribute to this account anymore, it's stagnant. I would like to get rid of it. I keep $0 in my checking account because it doesn't earn interest, and since the pandemic, banks have not enforced that dumb withdrawal limit rule, so everything comes out of my savings account, and right now that is earning 3.3% interest. I used to have an account with Current because they provided 4% interest on up to $6,000 when everyone else was at 0.5% interest, but they never raised the bar, so I decided the few extra dollars was not worth consolidating two different accounts. In total liquid cash, I have $42,799. I feel really blessed to have this amount, but I still want more. Ever since I started my journey on YouTube, I get random payment requests on like payment apps. I give to the homeless, I give to GoFundMe's, my friends and family, and St. Jude's. I am not going to respond to a random person who found me on the internet. If you try to request money from me, I'm going to block you. Just FYI. You start a GoFundMe, send me your GoFundMe link, and then maybe I'll do that. But Anyway, I know I should have made this channel anonymous, but I wasn't thinking about it at the time, and hindsight is 2020, and I've already been doing this a year, so I feel like I can't change it now. Up next is my only physical asset. I don't track my car. It's my townhouse that I bought for $120,000 with a down payment of $10,000. Zillow might say $160,000 or whatever, but I keep this steady because I do not need another variable in my net worth. So this is, I know, kind of odd. I buy index funds with one platform and then I buy ETFs with another platform. It's because I like automatic investments, and one account won't let me do automatic buys of ETFs, but the other account won't let me do automatic buys of index funds. I need to simplify. I know it. I just don't know what to get rid of. I wish I had a financial advisor. I have someone who does my taxes, but that's not the same as someone who can help me through planning out the next 5 to 10 years to make sure I'm always investing in the most efficient, non-redundant way. Maybe later in the year or next year I can make it one of my goals to have a financial advisor. But anyway, I have $4,799 in my indexes account and $3,604 in my ETFs account. And then I found Fundrise in 2022. And if I had more cash flow, I would keep investing in it. I have a referral link in the description if you're curious. I have a public account and I like it, but I have so many accounts and I want to get rid of this one by hopefully mid-year. That's made up of Tesla, Coke, Walmart, Target, Coinbase, S&P 500, and iClean. Not a whole lot in there, just really small shares. Just as a disclaimer, I hope you don't buy something just because I have it. That's never a good idea, to go off of someone else's plan instead of your own. And also, I'm not a financial advisor. I have no advice except to just try to live off of less than you make. But that's a very small amount, $260.52. I've bought a very small amount of crypto in my day. I don't even think it's 1% of my portfolio. If I had flexibility, I honestly probably would buy more crypto, because if I could buy it when it's expensive, why wouldn't I buy it when it's cheap? That's only $152 though, and even if I bought more, it probably wouldn't ever make up more than 5% of my overall portfolio. And then I had Acorns for the longest time, even before I had a Roth IRA, and that only had $3,619 in it. I think I had been building that since 2019. And it's in one of my older videos, but I don't remember off the top of my head, but I got rid of it and reinvested it into something else. Maybe my Roth IRA. I just know I reinvested that money. That makes up all of my assets. So onto my liabilities. My biggest one is, of course, my mortgage. I owe $80,923. It's a 15-year mortgage. I don't think I'm going to stay here for 15 years, but for me, it's about the same price as a lot of people as renting, so at least I'm building up that equity. It made sense for me to switch to home ownership at the time that I did, but just know there is a lot of work and time and stress that you put into a house, and it's no joke. I was told that I should just buy because it's exactly like renting. The only difference is you change out your own filters. That was a lie. Do your own math and make sure it's what you really want before committing, because having a big jump in your net worth number doesn't actually mean anything until you sell the house and keep the difference. So just a little FYI. And then my other liability is my travel credit card and, oh, cashback card. I have them both here because I barely use the other one and I just group it all together. But I decided to keep a higher balance, as you can see, a much higher balance than what I had last year. But I do pay it off every so often, not fully, but just so I don't get anywhere near the limit, because I do use my credit card for absolutely every single purchase that I can, even my bills. And I'll just pay it off once the interest-free period ends. There you go. That is a look into all of my assets and liabilities and what I have per each one to make up my total net worth of $113,260. I'm not sure if I will do these net worth updates quarterly or yearly. That is 14 accounts that I would reconcile every single paycheck in YNAB and then once a month in my net worth tracker sheet. And I would love to have at least 2 fewer accounts, if not 3. I like all the data in this new sheet, but I may stick with Gen Z's finance sheet because it's simpler and it still shows the data I'm interested in. Data for data's sake is not always worth the hassle, even though I do appreciate it and I can't resist trying it out. But I've only had this sheet a day, so I'll probably update each one for 2 months, see how I feel, depending on what information I find myself actually regularly looking back to. During this, I kind of shared what my investment portfolio is made up of in this video, so maybe I don't need to do an in-depth quarterly investment reveal after all. Let me know if you want to get into the real specific shit like each and every fund inside my 401k and the exact amount of shares I have for every single item, but probably that's not going to be all that helpful. It's going to change so much anyway throughout the years because several of them are managed funds that I don't have control over anyway. But that is that, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.